Shiloh is not only where Eli lived and died, but also the place where Joshua divided the promised land between the 12 tribes, where Hannah prayed for a son who became the prophet Samuel, and where the tabernacle of the Lord stood for nearly 400 years. Stripling gave us a tour of the site and took us to perhaps their most significant discoveries.
This is where you came to connect with God. Jerusalem remains a pagan city for another 300 years. The ark is here, the tabernacle is here, and this is where you came to connect with God.
And you believe you've found actually the tabernacle.
Well, you know, I'm not ready to say I know for certain, but I'll tell you what we do have is a building that is matching the dimensions of the tabernacle. It's from the Iron One period, which is the tabernacle period of Eli and Samuel. And you're actually standing right now, Chris, on this wall right here. So this entire area is this massive monumental building, orients east-west, and it's divided on a 2-to-1 ratio like the tabernacle was.
So east-west is what the Bible says it faced?
That's right. The Bible says that.
And 2-to-1, what does that mean?
Well, the holy place and the most holy place.
Yeah.
So the Holy of Holies, if we're correct in our theory, would be right in here. This is the wall that would separate the holy from the most holy. Okay? So you're entering into the Holy of Holies. All right? So there's this big wall on your right. Down here you can see where we've reached the bottom. This is preserved to 2.1 meters, and this is floor level. So this whole area in here, about where we're standing, come on with me here. All right. You're probably standing where the Ark of the Covenant was. The people working over here are doing something they'll never forget the rest of their lives. I mean, they are uncovering evidence of the sacrificial system. These were animals that brought expiation. I mean, it brought about the forgiveness of sin for people as they connected with God in this manner. So you'll see it for yourself. The pottery and the bones, they tell an unmistakable story that matches what we read in the biblical text. This entire area underneath our feet, Chris, this is unexcavated. Underneath your feet and my feet is about this much of solid bone waiting to be excavated. Bone on top of bone on top of bone. And we have microstratigraphy in this area so we can see that the deposition is laid down over a long period of time, just like the Bible says.
And what kind of bones would we find here?
Sheep, goat, cattle, and disproportionately from the right side of the animal. It's like just this morning, we're seeing disproportionate jaw bones from the right side as opposed to the left.
You described it before, but again, why is the right side so significant?
Well, the priests are the ones who live here, and Leviticus 7 tells us that the right side of the animal is the priest's portion. So I can't make this stuff up, you know. You got 100,000 bones and they're disproportionate. Give me another explanation.